Welcome to another episode of Nutty DIY, the DIY around my house that has been driving me absolutely nuts. Today I've been tucked up in bed all day because I have a horrendous cold. Sympathy is not only allowed, it is encouraged in the comments. But luckily I have a whole lot of footage that I have made of different DIYs in the last couple of weeks, and they are here in this video for you.
This is my fitted cupboards in my office, and here are some stands, some hooks, whatever you want to call them. I put them in here to hang my keyboard in this space because there was really nowhere else to put it. But it was such an awkward space that I never took it out and used it. So I've rehomed it, and I'm going to take these hanging hooks back out and I'm going to refill the holes, especially since I've got this out. I don't have this original colour, so I'm not able to touch it up. And it's been discontinued by the manufacturer. But I am planning within this year sometime to repaint these cupboards. So it's okay if it looks a little bit strange for a while. Let's get started. I'll be taking out screws and then also taking out plasterboard plugs because this is actually plasterboard at the back. This is going to be a little bit tricky because I recall when I put these hooks in the first place, I tried to use these black plastic plasterboard screws and they weren't very good and they kept on breaking. And so I can see some broken ones that are just stuck in the hole. And what I'll do with those ones is I'll just get a little hammer and a screw and I'll just tap them through into the plasterboard so that they're out of the way and I can go over the top. Let me give you a close-up of how it looks. This is actually all of the damage that was caused by me trying to use those not very good plasterboard screws that I mentioned. It took off all of this extra plaster, and that's a problem, as you'll recall, because I don't have any more of this paint. So this has been like this almost since I built these cupboards. These metal ones will be easier to get out. This plastic one, I'll have to tap that in. Screw, hammer. Oh, decided to pull it out instead. It wasn't tapping in, but it did pop out, so problem solved. Why am I so excited? Just excited to get all of these annoying jobs out of the way. I feel like you know the ones, every time you walk past them, you're like, I just want to...
I've chosen the best camera angle for this work. What I'm doing here is just applying some filler into the gaps, trying to make the surface as flat as possible, so once it dries I can come back and sand it down.
Sometimes when the holes are quite large as they are here, I might put an initial layer on just to fill the majority of the hole, so when I come back over I can just skim over a thinner layer. That makes it a little bit easier, because if you've ever tried getting into holes, you'll notice that like a little air bubble appears and it doesn't quite cover the entire area because it's so deep. This is what I do. We'll start there, let that dry, and come back and do the second layer. Whew.
This was a little bit later on, once the filler had dried. I'd also sanded down the surface at this point, which is why you can see all of those little specks flying in the air. I took this video during the evening, so I had my special filming lights on, which is part of the reason why you can see those specks, because they're magnified. I bought this little tester pot a number of years ago actually. I bought it because I wanted to change a larger pot of paint to being more terracotta. So I was using the power of colour theory to try and change the colour of a large pot of paint, which you can do sometimes just by picking up a small sample pot. I know it's not going to be the right colour, but it was a red colour that I already had. I didn't have to buy anything, and it's going to blend in reasonably well. This is it when it's still wet, so we'll come back when it's dry and see if it blends in any better. I figure it's better than those unsightly holes.
Like to see it now it's dry? There's the finished dried result. And obviously it doesn't blend in. You can definitely see that something's been done there. But overall it looks much better than it did before. There's no massive holes. And like I mentioned at the start, I'm going to be repainting these cupboards anyway, so this will all disappear soon. Here is something else that has, you've guessed it, been driving me nuts. This area here I created to have my recycling, my bin and my food bin. But it is just that little bit too far away from where I'm standing, and it was a little bit difficult to use. So I'm actually going to recreate this area into something else. Before I can do that, let me pop that out. I just need to do a little bit of work on the inside. You might just be able to see on camera that there is some slight mould growth on the inside of here. That is because when I filled in this door and replaced it with this window, I added some rendering to the outside, but I didn't get a chance to quite finish it. I'd rendered the first layer, but I hadn't managed to render the top layer and add do the flicking of the stones. But I did manage to do that at the end of last year. So now the outside is watertight. For a little while it wasn't perfectly watertight, and that's how the mould is developed on the inside. So I'm going to have to just go and clean off this mould, and then I'm going to repaint this area, and then I'm going to make some plans for what I might like to turn this into. Maybe a pop-up TV or something like that. Although I have never owned a TV, so it's probably not going to happen. This is what I'm going to use on the inside. This is just handy before you actually paint to really get rid of the mould, stop it from regrowing. As you can see, it's quite an old pot, quite an old, what do you call this? What is this called?
I actually filmed this a couple of weeks ago, and I have to say, I found my clear frustration with not being able to remember what a spray bottle was called actually quite funny. I laughed out loud. Out loud. As you can see, it's quite an old spray bottle. Had this for a little while. But let's get spraying. That stinks. I'm going to get in there properly. Okay, now that I've fully sprayed the area, I always open the window because you don't want to breathe this stuff in. So I'm going to just let that settle for a quick moment, and I'm going to go and get a sponge and wipe off all of the mould. You then need to leave it to dry for a period of time before you can paint over it. Thought I'd give you a little close-up of me finishing this area. I'm holding the camera, so hopefully it's not too wobbly. I've also still got a cold, so it sounds like I'm fighting for my life. I can't begin to tell you how hard I'm trying not to breathe right now. Whenever I re-watch my videos, I'm like, why are you breathing so loud? What's with the breathing? It sounds like I'm gasping for air on any given day. But now that I have a cold, it's honestly quite rough. So I was holding my breath painting this. Need to come back with a bit more on the paintbrush and apply a second coat when this is dry. not the best brush for this because it's got lots of loose oh my goodness, this is not the easiest. Not even in shot. Let's curve this round a little bit more. It does dip in. Let's get this as straight as possible. Just take off this extra paint. Still need to get into that little bit. I can't do it. I need to come back with a smaller brush. It's because this brush is quite old and therefore the bristles are kind of all over the place and it gives a high likelihood of disaster. Here we go, my little trusty brush friend. And, you know, many people watching this may well be pros, and you're probably thinking, I could do that without a mini brush. Well, good for you. I cannot. My poor camera doesn't know what to do with itself. Whenever I film something that has depth, sort of 2 layers of interest, here it's the wall and my hand, my phone's like, where do you want me to focus? And it skips between the two in a sort of panic. So that is to say, this lovely close-up is mostly of the pores of my hand. Perfection. Oh. I found another little area that I wanted to perfect. I don't know about you, but I think all of those years of paint by numbers finally paying off. Oh my goodness. I'm going to sleep so well knowing that these things that have been driving me nuts are now done. If you like watching painting with a mini brush, don't forget to like and subscribe.